Hi, is this? Hi, this is Dale Cardwell with TrustDALE Investigates. How are you today, sir?
Good news for you.
I am calling about a situation with John and Erin Hodgson. I know that they hired your company to do a pool and build a retaining wall. Are you familiar at all with what we do at TrustDALE?
Yeah, I am.
Excellent. Okay. So what we try to do is seek a resolution between two parties that are having difficulty in seeing eye to eye.
And let me tell you a little history about my background. I'm very familiar with Mr. and Mrs. Hodgson. I've been in the pool business since 1975. I've had my own company since 1993. I'm a member of the Better Business Bureau. I've had a total of 4 complaints in the 26 years that I've been a member of the BBB, rated A+. Mr. and Mrs. Hodgson are what I would call the worst character customers I've ever met in my life. They contracted for a pool with me. I suggested a small retaining wall to be built before we excavate for the pool for erosion control measure issues, which I recommended maximum of 60 landscape ties, approximately 70 feet, 75 feet long, and maximum height of 36 inches, because Paulding County had a written regulation, which any retaining wall that's 48 inches or higher must be approved by an engineer, must be inspected by the county, and permit must be involved as well. I built the 60 ties. Mr. Hodgson says, I would like to bring the retaining wall up to the same level as the pool. I said, well, that's going to make the retaining wall minimum between 6 to 6.5 feet high. You're going to probably end up doubling the number of landscape ties to do that. He wanted to enlarge his backyard. I said, here's the fee for me to do it. He said, no, I watched your men build the first retaining wall. He said, I can do the second, complete it myself. That's what you'll need. Minimum 8 to 10 loads of dirt to fill in to bring it up to the same level as the pool. So he said, I still want to do it myself. So he did it himself, but he built it incorrectly. He didn't use any what we call dead men for proper support systems. And because of that situation, bringing in close to 12 loads of dirt, retaining walls bulging out.
He did not.
I've already talked to
He did not build the wall.
county about the issue. I explained to him that once he started working on the retaining wall himself, he legally eliminated Aqua Pool Inc. from any responsibility. Now here's what happened. After we poured the concrete, he added almost double the amount of concrete, went from 12 yards to 22 yards. He refused to pay me a dime until I took down the retaining wall and built it properly without paying me for it.
Okay.
And I said, I'm not going to do anything until you pay me in full for the $11,000 you owe me on concrete. He said, there's footsteps in the concrete. I said, I guess I've investigated that, and he did that himself, taking up, because he supplied his own deco drain. He was taking the tape off the deco drain before.
Are you okay with coming over here and sitting here and talking about what you learned? Will you be in frame?
They were threatening me not to pay me any dime with $11,000 until I agreed to adjust the retaining wall and adjust a balance what they were going to owe me to be paid on completion of the pool. They wanted to change the contract draws. And I said, I can't do that. So I was able to get $7,000 of the 11, and then that's when after I received that, I said, I think I got enough to pay most of the material and some of the labor, but they still owe me $4,500. And when I came back 5 days later to explain to them that, hey, you try to violate the contract. I said, I need to be paid for services rendered, and they refused. And
Okay.
I told them at that particular point that I'm not going to finish anything until we square up at the contract states.
Okay.
Now, they went to the Better Business Bureau. I got them a 4-page letter explaining everything from A to Z, and I gave them a time frame between, at the time I answered the Better Business Bureau complaint letter, to February 15th to pay me in full, and then I will be glad to finish their pool. But they refused. And I said, if you don't pay me, what I'm going to have to do, I've already talked to my company attorney, that I'll have to file a lawsuit against you. I'll have to place mechanics lien on your property, and I'll renew it every single year. Which
Do you have an idea of this guy? Like, okay.
That square with me first. You know, these people are downright are not fair. They're not following what the contract states. And I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to finish their pool with them owing me money. I don't trust them at this particular point.
All right. So, Mr.
Situation. I've been around a long time. they're telling me that my company name has all kinds of lawsuits. Which is a total lie. I've had one lawsuit in the 26 years I've been in the business, and that's it. And I've had 4 complaints to the Veterans Business Bureau, and there's 2 sides to every coin. Mr. and Mrs. Hodges will be glad to pay me what they owe me, including the final draw, because I don't trust them at this stage. I'll be glad to finish the pool. I told them that already. But if they got till February 15th, it's not going to be an ongoing situation forever. I said, you got till February 15th to pay me in full what you owe me. If you do that, I'll be glad to finish your pool as the contract states. They said, we don't trust you. That's when you don't trust me. You're the one that's been in the rules. You're the one that, your husband, because they don't want to communicate, by the way. They're not even married, those two. He doesn't tell her what he wants, evidently, because when I came to pick up the concrete draw, she screamed at me and cussed me out like a drunk sailor. I couldn't believe the language she was using. I mean, it was terrible. I said, this is ridiculous. I don't need to take this. I said, I'm trying to, you
We
guys
have that
finish the pool,
conversation
and you won't pay me
recorded for the
service and
homeowners,
record.
and that's
So they're trying to find all the excuses in the world, because now they're saying the county has come out, and I've already talked to Steve Turner, the Baldwin County Chief Inspector. I said, Steve, I said, you've known me for how many years? 25, 30 year long time. I said, these customers, they finished their own retaining wall, they did it wrong, and now they want me to come back and take it down and rebuild it free of charge. And nobody works for free. I know you don't, I don't.
Okay, so can I ask a couple of questions?
So that's the problem, is that they want me to build a retaining wall properly, because he didn't want to spend $70 a landscape ties, the unit price, as the contract states. I think the first 60, there was additional 30 on another retaining wall that I was supposed to do on the other side of the house, or next, the other side of the pool, I should say. He says, I'll finish that myself too. So he ran, what that problem is they ran short on money, evidently. And by the way, they paid me every dime greenback cash. They refused to write me a check.
Okay.
So that's pretty shaky there. And it cost me money to deposit all that money in my account with Bank of America. They charge me anything over $7,500 cash per month. I get a bill from Bank of America. So I would prefer to have a check
Sure.
than that cash.
All right, can I ask you a couple of questions?
That's their business. All I want to do at this particular point is I told them 3 times, you pay me, and I'll be glad to go ahead and finish your pool. You don't pay me, what you owe me, you're not going to have Aqua Pool finish your pool.
Okay.
What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I was going to advertise, I had one of your representatives come out last fall, I should say, for TrustDALE.com out to my office here, and I was going to start advertising because I've been around a long time. This is 43 years in the pool business. In 1975, I worked for another firm out of Chambly for 18 years called went out of business after 29 years in 93, and that's when I started my company. I used the name and I'm the owner and the president of the company. I'm a small company. I do most of the work myself. I secure my own permits. I can take care of all the scheduling. I take care of all
How
the
many
bills.
judgments does he have against him? Off the top of your head.
The one in Cobb for 55 where he declared bankruptcy. There was another one that was dismissed,
I communicate with all my customers.
and then several code violations, both in Cherokee and in Cobb.
I cut back the number of pools because I'll be 73 here in less than 3 weeks. And I work 7 days. When there's work to be done, I'm going to work. And if there's no work to be done, I take off. But in the meantime, I communicate with all my customers 7 days a week.
Okay.
And that's the way I do business. And 99% of my customers love my tools. Most of my new buyers are direct referrals or, believe it or not, repeat buyers. I had 2 customers last year bought their third pool from me. They moved 3 times. I got 2 of them done 5 times. So most of my 99% of my customers are happy. And I do close to 20 pools a year myself personally. And that's all I want to do.
We found numerous Yelp complaints, as well as those complaints from the Better Business Bureau.
I keep a record of rainfall because I know
Spoken to 7 different customers that have very negative things to say about the way he does it.
it's 70 inches of rain, and that delays my installation time tremendously. I mean, my contract even reached with good weather. I'm in and out. To me, time is money, and that's why I recommend strictly
Got it. Okay, so Mr. Can I ask you a couple of questions?
What's your name, sir?
Dale Cardwell.
Oh, you're Dale.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm Dale. And so,
Okay, I've seen you many, many years. I've been in Atlanta since '72. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri, Dale, and I've been watching you for many, many years.
good. So just so you know, we're simply in the information gathering
Right.
process.
Correct.
So what I'm trying to understand is where this got off the tracks. And so
Okay.
I asked my producer to join me because she's been working on it, and we actually went out and took a look at the wall. And according to the homeowners, the wall does exceed the height limit for Paulding County in order to.
Yes, sure does.
Okay.
You almost double the height of it.
Okay, so just a question, why would you continue a job when someone violated your contract and decided to build the wall themselves? Why would that not
He
be?
didn't violate the contract, Mr. Cardwell. He didn't violate the contract until he refused to pay me for the concrete that I poured after he finished the retaining wall.
Okay.
I can't stop a homeowner if he wants to build part of the pool himself or part of whatever it may be. I have lots of customers that have their own electrical work done, have their own concrete work done, and many, many customers over the years have decided to do their own retaining walls. I had one last year in Woodstock.
What evidence do we have that the wall is his and not the homeowner?
This photo taken using the homeowner security camera shows the wall prior to excavation, and it is this height.
48 inches in height, which at that point didn't require an inspection from the county.
Got it.
Anything 48 inches or higher requires a permit, and I even told the homeowner after before he poured me, take me in on the concrete, I said I'll be glad to get an engineer. I do have an engineer not on staff, but I've used the same engineer for retaining walls for many years. I've been using him. I got probably 6-7 years. But by the same token, I'm not going to have him inspect the retaining wall that I didn't build.
Okay, so here's our challenge. The homeowner claims to have security video that documents that your wall exceeded the code height prior to excavation.
That's a total lie, Dale. That's a total lie. Everything that he spews out, the majority of are total lies. Just like he told the Better Business Bureau that there's footprints in the concrete that he wants fixed. When he did that problem himself. The retaining wall, when I built, was only 60 landscape ties. We used 12 ties, what we call dead men. You have the dead men
To the 60 exceed the height.
Yes, this is the 60. If you count them, they're 6 inches each. They're 10 times. 10 times 60 is 60 inches.
He even complimented my installation crew on the building with the retaining wall. He said, I didn't know how they were
So
built.
ask him if you did the addition to the wall before or after excavation. If you can get him to say it was after excavation, you got him.
They're only 6 inches high. And we use, 4 or 5 ties. Maximum use 6 ties high. That's 36 inches. Some places we use 3 or maybe 2 or 4. And the lowest one we use 6, about 3.5 feet. But we use a total of only 60 ties.
Okay, so 60 ties times 6 feet.
They're 8 feet long.
They're
So
8.
if you take the length of the retaining wall, it's close to 75 feet long, divided by 8. That's almost 9 ties long. 9 times. In fact, with the deadman that we used, we barely had enough to finish the job. We only had 60 landscape ties. That's what I had told the homeowner that I would be glad to build and recommend for erosion control issue. It wasn't to build to hold back the dirt that he wanted, the height of the retaining wall. He said, I want to bring it up to 6.5 feet. Like the existing height right now is over 6 feet high.
Got it. So my producer Shay had a question for you, if you don't mind.
Hi, how are you doing? When did that retaining wall that you guys built, was that before or after excavation?
We built it before excavation.
When did Mr. Hutchins do the addition to the wall?
After the framework of the pool was installed.
So that would be after excavation?
That he discussed with me about bringing it to that height, and I told him to bring it to that height of the pool. If he wanted to extend his yard to make it all level, I said, you're not only going to be doubling the number of landscape
10 visible ties at 6 foot before excavation.
it's 6 inches each, right?
Yeah.
So there's 10 times 6 is 60 inches, that's 5 feet. This is before excavation.
Got it. So here,
I would say the time that he started working on his own retaining wall was right before I scheduled the electrical and the gas line for the heater, because that work has to be inspected by the county. In fact, he did that work, I guess, I don't know what day that he brought. I brought in 6 loads of dirt, and then he brought in a bobcat, which I wasn't there, he did all himself, and he finished it, bringing in another probably 6 loads of dirt close to it. And he built a retaining wall. He probably doubled the number of times landscape size to the existing height.
okay, so here's our challenge. We're looking at a photograph before excavation that shows a 60-inch wall, 10 ties, which is 5 feet. That's before it.
No, that's total false. We didn't build any retaining wall 60 inches high, sir.
Well, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at the video.
Wait a minute, Dale, listen to me.
No, please let me talk for a moment, please. Let me talk. No. Well, you gave me an opportunity to ask a question, okay, thank you. We're looking at a photograph that was taken before excavation, and it shows a 60-inch wall. It has 10 ties at 6 inches each, and you said that your wall was built before excavation.
That's not correct, Dale.
I'm looking at it.
That's a mistake, but I do know that I did not build a 60 ties. There would be enough to build that high. You know how many ties it would take to go 5 feet high, 60 inches? You know how many ties you would need for 70 feet long?
I don't know about 70 feet long. I just know.
8, at least 8 side by side. That's 64 feet. That'd be 8. That would be exceeding the 60 ties that I allow for a maximum amount of numbers, sir.
I understand your point. I just don't know how to justify or rectify what I'm seeing here. I see the wall before excavation.
That probably was built, probably was taken, I guarantee it was taken after he did his work, when he increased the height of it, sir.
Well,
There was 3 different occasions when he discussed with me that he wanted to bring the tie wall higher and higher and higher.
Okay.
I have any idea. All I know is the day that when we backfilled the pool, he had his retaining wall almost 6.5 feet high.
Okay, so that's our fundamental challenge, is that he's provided us what he claims to be visual evidence before excavation.
What has that got to do with anything about him not paying me for my
I think-
services?
I think you're-
What does that have to do with me when he's trying to hold me responsible to take down his retaining wall and rebuild it? That's the issue at this point.
Because the wall is failing, and according to his
Because the
visual.
way he built it without any dead men. That's why it's failing, Dale.
Well, if you want me to answer the question, you've got to give me an opportunity to answer the
Go right
question.
ahead, sir.
Okay. The reason it's a challenge is because the wall is failing. He's provided visual evidence that shows the wall at 60 inches before the excavation. You told us. Let me finish. Let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
You said your wall, he did not start and adding to your wall until after excavation. We're looking at what he gives as visual evidence.
How do you know that it was before excavation?
Because we can see the before and after in the picture. We can see the before
Picture what, sir?
of the excavation.
Well,
Of the
let's put it
yard.
this way. I know pools, I know retaining walls. You don't, Dale. I don't tell you about your business. You don't tell me about mine. Tell me what you're seeing is 60 inches high, that I built it. I didn't build it. That I know for a fact.
Okay, so what we generally
That would have meant I would have exceeded 60 ties for that job, sir.
okay.
so you are correct that
Mathematics proves that, sir.
there's a difference of opinion between your
Not opinion, it's a fact, sir.
there's a difference of
You
opinion.
can use multiplication table or figures to figure out number of ties on a retaining wall. I've been doing it for 40 years plus.
Okay, so we want to encourage the family to pay you, but we also want to resolve the issue of the conflict over the wall.
I'm not gonna refinish the work that he did wrong, sir. Okay, that causes the problem.
Okay.
The problem is, because I'll tell you what, he knew he built the wall incorrectly. He also told me that he's short on funds, and I guarantee you that's one of the major reasons why they refused to pay me.
Okay, so here's where we are. I'd like to give you an opportunity to do an on-camera interview with us to support your position, because we had an engineer.
Dale, listen to me. I understand your position. I understand what you do for a living. I know what I do for a living. I'm a busy man. I don't have to prove to you or anybody else about this issue, okay? I've already proved it to the Better Business Bureau. I know technical work. I've got an engineer that can stand behind
The status of their complaint with the DBG.
They supplied this evidence to the Better Business Bureau. It's pending, yes.
until he pays me.
Okay.
If he pays me what he owes me, I will go back and work with him to get things done properly.
I follow you, and I appreciate that. Our challenge as preparing an issue like this for a possible story is that he's provided evidence of a.
Dale, you do that, I will sue you.
Well,
Because he owes me money.
well, you certainly have the right to sue people in our country.
You need to report that part of it, okay? You want to report something about this job, report that he owes me money. And until he pays me, I'm not doing anything. And I surely am not going to take down that retaining wall that he built improperly. And that's what the whole issue is about this point. If he would agree to pay me services rendered when he owes me, if he wants me to take down the retaining wall, rebuild it properly, I'll be glad to do it for a small fee.
Okay, so again, we still have the problem of visuals of a 50-inch wall that exists before excavation, and you have
You don't know
documented.
when that picture was taken, do you, Dale?
I can see the difference in the excavation in the
How do you know
yard.
when that picture was taken? Tell me.
There's no hole in the yard where the,
When it was taken, tell me.
Well, there's no hole in the yard in the 50-inch wall, and then there's a hole in the yard where the excavation took place.
the security camera also has metadata of time and
Now,
date.
Mr. You've got, if you're going to ask us a question, you've got to let us answer it.
Listen to me, Dale. All I have to do is the only problem issue, even if it's 50 inches, I can get that. I could have got the way I get my permit on retaining walls. I build a retaining wall. I contact my engineer. He goes out, inspects it, makes a drawing. He gives it to me. I submit it to the county for inspection. That takes care of that problem right then and there. So that's the minor problem at this particular point of the situation. The biggest problem right now is him finishing his own retaining wall and him not paying me for the concrete. So the worst case scenario, even if you were right, even if you were correct, all I have to do is get my engineer to take care and satisfy the county. That's a minor problem. That's a minor issue.
Okay.
I'm not concerned. Even if you think you're right, you prove me right, that I'm wrong. The worst case scenario for me is I get me an engineer. He looks at my retaining wall. He gives me the necessary paperwork. I go down to the county, get the inspection done, get the permit taken care of, and I'm done there. But the problem here now is that if he finishes the retaining wall, they may not go in and approve the construction because it's not built right.
Okay, so I'm going to propose a solution. Let's ask the Hodgsons to submit the visual evidence that they claim shows a 50-inch wall before excavation, and let's show this to Mr. Turner. And let's let Mr. Turner determine if he would have issued a permit on that wall.
Okay, that's fine with me. Assuming that you're correct, I'm wrong, and Mr. Turner wants to get involved, I've already talked to Steve. Like I said, at this particular point, worst case scenario, if he'll prove it, because with the additional work that Mr. Hodgson did himself, I know he's not going to approve the retaining wall for the simple reason it wasn't built right.
Okay, so I think we.
If Mr. Hodgson wants to take down the work that he did to a 5-foot level, I'll come back and I'll take care of the permit and get the inspection done. But I'm still saying that I didn't build the retaining wall 5 feet high.
Okay, well, I think we've kind of hit on common ground here. So let's go ahead and get Mr. Turner involved. Let's take a look. We'll show him the pictures. You'll be free to look at the pictures as well, and we'll go to step 2. How's that sound?
That's fine.
Okay, I will get in touch with Mr. Turner, and we'll be back in touch with you soon, okay?
I appreciate your work.
Thank you. Bye-bye.